introduce ourselves. My name is David, and who are we chatting with today?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, yeah, let me
Tessie,
go
go.
on. My name is Tessie Bogan.
Well, I am Figura
All right,
Fizzy.
can you center your cameras into your face so we can see your face?
Um,
Good. All right, so what are we, what's the questions for today? Let's see.
Um, okay,
okay.
I have some questions, but I think Fego should go first.
Okay.
Okay, Tessie, thank you very much. Thank you. I understand that we're talking about relationships, so I want to know what it takes for a guy to, thanks a lady out. I think that's quite important.
What takes a guy to actually lady out? Depending on the individuals and depending on the kind of guy and the girl, you understand? There are a lot of things to consider when a guy wants to ask a lady out. So there, first is the guy asking the lady out for a relationship that leads to marriage, or asking the lady out for a relationship that leads to bad meanings. So there are different types of asking.
Oh,
So, but let's say you're asking a lady out that you felt that she has a potential of becoming your wife, the mother of your children. So a guy comes to a conclusion. From the first thing is the appearance. Appearance like a resume. And when a guy see a woman that she feels that she has a physical outlook of what he's
okay.
interested in, then he thinks and automatically process the thought that this might be a good wife or this might be potential mother of the children that he wants. However, the look is an attraction. And that's one of those things that prompts the guy to communicate. And that's the first thing that attracts a guy. And that's why it's always good. The appearance of every woman matters a lot. And it's technically like the way you have your resume and you present your resume at a workplace or for an organization. So your resume, or it's the number one thing that introduce you to the organizations, tell them about who you are, what you do, and what you've done before. It does not necessarily mean that they're going to hire you, but based on your resume, if you sound very attractive, then they call you for an interview. The same thing applies to women's look, your smell, the way you present yourself, the way you carry yourself. These are the things that men look at before they walk and ask you out. If you don't meet that physical appearance that they're looking for in their mind or in their head, forget it. They will never come and ask you out. You can be their friend, you can be their distant associate, and that's where it's gonna end. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, that's
You're
great.
welcome.
Thank you.
That's interesting. Okay, I have my question. Okay, and my question is what kind of girls do guys like to ask out?
The kind of girls the guys like to have depends on the individuals. You understand? And who is asking. A pastor, we have for a girl who is religious, who comes to church all the time, we ask for sisters out. The guys that goes to the club and have fun look for a girl that meets that criteria. That's a girl that has like love to go to the bar, to the party, to the club, right? And but in summary, we all look for a girl that fits into your mindset. That's somebody that you can call a partner. So the first thing is, and that's why when they said a man's look for a woman that's like their mom. So if you look like their mom, a guy's gonna probably come and ask you out. The same thing applies to the women. A woman always look for a man that looks like their dad. Let's say their dad is very educated, smart, intelligent, top nice. So a woman is
Yeah.
always gravitated to that kind of man. So when they see that kind of man, they actually are interested in that man. The same thing applies to the men. A woman that sounds like their mom, that's what they're looking for. So usually that's basically that, but it's not necessarily 100%, but at least 99% or 90% of the time, most of the people that get married, they married somebody who's like their mom or somebody who's like their dad. And that's why when your boyfriend take you home, take you to your parent, the parent quickly assess. If it's a kind of woman like her, automatically, or she's gonna say, "Oh, she's a good woman. You actually brought the kind of woman we wanted to bring." It's the kind just like the girl takes a man to the parents' house. If it's a kind of a man like the dad's gonna say, "Wow, that guy looks responsible. The guy looks very smart, very educated. It looks like me. It looks like he knows what he's doing." But if your father is like a professor or a professional, and the guy is like a party guy or a club guy or a DJ, it won't work well. But if the father is a DJ and another DJ and his son-in-law is a DJ, then things is gonna work so fast. I hope you understand. So
Yeah, so in that sense, so we should all
fast
look
way to
for guys that looks like our dad to get married to.
technically, that's a fast way to actually see a man.
That's fine.
So that means I have to look like someone's mother for the person to get married to me. Wow.
No, definitely you won't attract somebody that doesn't fit into your dad's. You understand? That doesn't
Mm,
fit into your dad prescriptions, right? So if you start looking for a guy like your dad, definitely you're gonna be acting like your mom. So the moment you see somebody who's gonna be like your dad, you're gonna quickly attract that person, and you wouldn't say too much before you guys get connected.
okay.
You understand?
Interesting.
Another question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have one other question, and I think it's just you answered it when you were just discussing about the kind of guy a guy should ask out. Just I want to know what determines the kind of girl that a guy should ask out. So I think kind of when you're discussing, I don't know if you can still add a little detail to it.
Let's see, for a man, if you go to the a normal descriptions of man's desire for a woman, it's a helper. Every man wants a helper. You understand? And that's why you see sometimes most men they marry a woman and they think he's going to stay with them, he's going to help them, he's going to support them. She doesn't have to have the money, just that a woman they can communicate and say, "Hey, can you help me do this?" And she get it done with less descriptions and less instructions. A man is looking for a woman that can manage the home. He's looking for a woman that can be a good mother to the children. He's looking for a woman that's fitting into the descriptions of a house manager. And once you don't fit in into those characteristics, then it becomes the man sometimes might not tell you, but is actively shopping around for a woman that meets that description. And the moment they find that kind of woman, they don't wait, they get married to them fast because they don't want to waste time, especially when they get to the stage where they can get married. So, what are the characteristics the modern woman must have? They must be financially prudent. They must be a good house manager, which means they can stay home and manage the house without the husband being around. Like, can take care of the kids, can take the kids to the school, can check their homework, can make sure that the children are eating, they're sleeping well, and make sure that everything is okay. They think about the security of the house even when the man is not around. You give them 20,000 naira and they manage it very well, which means they don't frivolously spend the money without,
Yeah.
I mean, just because it's there, right? You give them your bank account full of a lot of money and they don't just put their hand into it because they feel that they can spend it or they have liberty to spend whatever they want. So they spend your money with the sense that this is for us. This is all we have. And this to sustain us, you understand? And just like you said, you give a woman a house, she turn it into a home. You give a woman the grocery and she turn it to food. You give a woman anything and she automatically materialize it into something that is usable for the family. Once you have a woman that can, go
Hello?
ahead.
Sorry, the network
Okay.
is bad.
So once you have that woman that meets those descriptions, then you see the man is ready and you just jump at the woman. Does that answer the question?
Yeah. Fact, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. Well, with what it just said, like this last part, what I understand now, like it's more like it's beyond the physical beauty right
100%.
now, because it's more like talking about the characteristic without really dwelling so much with the physical beauty. Because he said something that once a man is of a marriageable age, with what I can deduce from his speech so far, it's like you're no longer looking at the physical beauty anymore, but there are more important characteristics
Physical.
like how to manage a home, financial prudence, and
It's a
all that.
physical beauty is more like a resume, like I described earlier. You just
Yeah.
attract the guy to come to you. You understand? And that's why you see some beautiful women are yet to get married or they can't sustain and keep a man. Because some of them, they have the beauty, they have the attractions, they have good resume. But when the man comes to them, they have no character. Some of them don't know how to cook. Some of them don't know how to talk. Some of them don't know how to manage anything. You understand? The house, it's about spending, looking good, spending and having fun. You understand? So men are not looking for that. They just look, their beauty will attract any man when they see you. Just like you can see girls with nice backyard. The men are like, wow, look at that. Their attention is there. They call to you. The front yard, they come to you. The fine face, they come to you. But after they come to you, they talk to you. They're expecting some amazing sense, like your communication skills. And if you don't have those things, you instantly tell them, hey, you're not the candidate. Just like you go to workplace, you say, hey, I have this experience, I have that, I have it. Once they interview you and they see that you're incompetent, they just show you the door and say, thank you for coming for this interview. We'll get back to you. And they will never get back to you. You understand? So it's more than just the beauty. Whereas there's some women that are not that beautiful, but they have good characters. They have amazing behavior. Those women sometimes find it difficult to get attractions, right? Their resumes are not really considered most of the time. But when you have opportunity to overlook the resumes and get to know them, do interview, you see that they have the qualities that men are looking for. And that's why you see sometimes handsome men go to a married ugly women. Those ugly women, they're very beautiful when it comes to characters and behavior. And they are very good managers. Whereas ugly man marries beautiful women. The ugly ones understand that the woman doesn't have anything, but at least the woman can carry him along. So he is going to do majority of the work and adapt to it. You understand? So just the same way, a rich man will go for a poor girl. A poor man will be looking for a rich woman up and down, right? So character is number one thing that keeps home, not the beauty. Beauty will just make the man come, but it doesn't keep the man. You understand?
Does not make them stay.
Correct. Does that answer the questions?
Yeah, it did.
Any other questions?
I don't have any other question, but there's this thing I really want to talk about. So when it comes to
Right.
relationship, so
What's that?
when couples or guys and a girl and a guy dating have issues, sometimes they're like a prolonged issue in a relationship. So I just want us to address the essence of not prolonging issues in relationship. just try to set whatever it is in a relationship without bringing a third party. So that's just my own.
You see, majority of the time when discussions or discussion becomes an argument becomes prolonged disconnections in terms of relationship. Most of the time it's women because women hardly forget things. A man
Mhm.
can't say a lot of things now, like
Yeah,
get you angry and all that, and next thing he has forgotten. He might not come back and say I'm sorry, but the woman is always expecting you need to apologize. Men's
that's
due
how
to
I.
go ahead. Say what?
I said that's how I live is. We
I
need them
know.
to apologize.
Men due to their egos we hardly apologize. One of the best way the
Mm,
men do the apology is they come back home and they probably buy you some nice things that they think you need or that they know you love, or some of the requests that you made before that they ignore. They might now buy it
mm,
just to say, hey, I got you that stuff that you asked for 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, all right? Another thing they can do is they can give you, maybe when they're going out the next morning, they give you cash they take, which in case you need to buy anything. So it's their informal way of saying, I'm sorry for what happened last time. You understand? But usually they don't say I'm sorry. But there are still some men that say I'm sorry. You understand? But my suggestion is try to understand your men. Don't always expect them to say I'm sorry. If they have a heart of apology, accept it as a means of apology. And that's where it reduces extensions of from day to day fight, extending the fight in another day to another night, to another week. You understand? Then two, learn to forget whatever happens. It's impossible for both of you to live together and not fight. Brothers and sisters fight. You understand? Daddy and mommy will fight. Brothers and brothers will
yes.
fight. So if you're fighting with your husband and you want to keep it for long days, weeks, and that, you're going to you're going to have the house in a very bad situation because you want to come home in a peaceful. The home is not going to be a resting place for you, and neither will it be a resting place for the man. Some of the things that the men don't like is a woman that nags, continue to complain about, oh, remember what you said to me, how you insulted my parents, how you insulted this. Once the man comes and shows act of apology, you understand, just let it be. You understand? Because the sooner you forget, the next you move to another thing, and the more likely. And for smart women, this is one of the things that the smart women do. And our mothers, if you check some of our mothers, they do the same thing too. Anytime their husbands offend them, you understand, and the husband comes back and say, "What do you want?" Then they ask for those things that they know their husband won't have even given to them when things was okay. Some of them actually likes when they are fighting because that's when they can get something that they wouldn't have got in the first place. And once they get whatever it is, they just forget the fight and they move on to the next thing. So use the occasions where you argue and fight with your partner to demand for the things that you love or that you want that you've been denied of in the past. You understand? Such as, oh, you need a new phone, such as you need a new purse, a new clothes, a new this, and tell them, hey, I need to get that stuff. I'm not going to forgive you until you buy me that stuff. And a smart guy, he will go and get it and he will give it to you. Instead of you trying to extend it, you're not going to gain anything from fighting, but you can use that to get some of the material things as a compensations for your man trying to make you unhappy. You understand? So you should do it as a trade and barter. You got me mad, you're gonna pay me for this. And if you say he doesn't have it, you understand. But try to understand too. Don't demand things that you know he's not financially capable to do. Like tell a man that doesn't have bicycle to go buy you a car because he offended you. You're wasting your time. It's not gonna get done. But if he knows that he has the financial capability to do it, then you can ask him. Then he'll be willing to do it. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, yeah. Feg, do you have anything to say?
No, I think I'm
You
okay
know,
with
when you were
it's a
discussing
smart
it, I
question.
remember the story my mom told me. So I
Okay.
asked her some questions, and she was like, in those days, so like, why do marriage in those days last longer than the ones we have now? So like, those days, if man offend you, now you they go beg. That
It's
you won't have
true.
to kneel down
You see,
and beg.
more, but modernizations change everything. Let me tell
Hmm.
you one thing you don't understand. When you fight with your partner, I'm talking about a responsible one, and you
Hmm.
went to apologize. This is what you do. You boosted his ego. You make him understand that he's the man of the house. It shows that you love him. It shows that you respect him. Do you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna come back home and he's gonna make sure that you're happy. You understand? And he's gonna treat you like a woman. When a man hurts your feelings, don't talk back at him. When you cry, you actually hands the man down because you make him understand that he's messing up with somebody who cannot fight him. But when you talk back at him and try to act like you can fight him, then he start boxing you as if he's fighting a man. For those men that doesn't think before they start boxing. So sometimes put yourself in the place of a woman and you see the man will become responsible and try to be nice and try to get things done the right way. So when your man offends you, talk less, keep quiet. As a matter of fact, men are always afraid of women that don't say anything when they are fighting. They will find a way to make you come and talk. And if you just keep quiet, they'll go and buy you suya just to make sure that you're distant. If you
I
don't
prefer.
talk, they'll go and buy you something that's going to make you to even communicate with them. When you don't talk, they'll come to you and be waiting. Is it because of what happened earlier? Forget it. Let's talk. Let's distance. So you create opportunity for the man to come begging you when you keep quiet. But when you talk and you lambast him, or you show him that your mouth is sharp, you can actually like insult him. Most of the time, you just give the man another weapon to continue to like attack you and to have no feelings or no sympathy or empathy for you. But your quietness is some of those things that the men are always afraid of. So if you master the act of being quiet when your husband offended you, you're going to be a winner all the time.
Hmm. I've learned a lot.
You're welcome. Any other
Thanks, thanks.
questions?
Oh, for now, I don't have any. I don't know if Ego has any.
Thank you very much, you guys, for coming.
No, for now, I don't
It's
have
nice having
any.
you
Yeah,
here.
well,
We hope we continue to have discussions like this. Have a great day.
no